I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the virtuous merit created by practicing the Dharma, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the virtuous merit created by practicing the Dharma, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the virtuous merit created by practicing the Dharma, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from the bliss that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and aversion. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and make oceans of offerings, both real and visualized. May I purify my negative karmic seeds from the beginning of time, and rejoice in the virtues of all ordinary and extraordinary beings. May the enlightened ones remain until samsara ceases and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. May the virtues accumulated by all beings be dedicated toward attaining Buddhahood. Om Vajrabhumi Ahum. The foundation is the pure golden earth. Om Vajrarike Ahum. The universe is encircled by a great iron fence, and in the center is Mount Meru, the king of mountains. To the east is Lupakpo, to the south is Zambuli, to the north is Jamanyen, to the west is Balanchod, the sun, moon, Rahu, and Kalagni. All things pleasing and prosperous within the world of humans and gods, complete and lacking nothing. All this wealth I offer with great devotion to my immaculate root and lineage lamas, and to the mandala of Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Pradyakas, Shavakas, Dakinis, and all-seeing Dharma protectors. In particular, I make offerings to the brilliance of the sacred Lama, the glorious and supreme guide, requesting the profound advice of your liberating instructions. Out of compassion, accept this mandala for the sake of all beings, and having accepted this offering, please bless me. Guru Yidam Ratna Mandala Kanir Yatayami. The ground anointed with perfume and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, surrounded by the four continents, the sun and the moon. This I offer as a Buddha field for all beings to enjoy. Guru Yidam Ratna Mandala Kanir Yatayami. We sincerely request from the Glorious One, the kind and compassionate One, the teachings of common and uncommon vehicles suitable for all beings. May we comprehend the Dharma in our minds and develop all Dharma qualities. By the sound of this great Dharma drum, may the sufferings of all sentient beings come to an end. By this inconceivable good fortune, may these teachings be established and remain.
Kanjik Senjora Ni Mandara Dal Haji Nojana Dal Nori Jimba Senza Sao Ni Bilan Kayan Kanjik Rala Horjiro Jari Kwan Bi Sonam Kayan Ba Dedo Tamche Tara Tami Goch to be Sonin Shemna Darasha Kando Jojo Tonga Jitena the Sholom Jiraka. Sadadandar Tombi Chuji Chanbuji Nyamrandoba Danjandara Shak Namo Aryatari Laikadna Lodano Janak Term Dadami Kandamandan Doa Kanji Raskada Chazamba Tamcheka de Chuna Tujir Jerkanum Shazun Kamsam Chuji Jaro Sechin Yaji Ter Dala Quadan Sanji Lilo Malu Roi Tanjin Zome Don Huda Hudu Ganajabi Badmara Suku Rana Donji Kambala Don Deva Jani Doja Jon Ganga Tusi Zoni Tawa Tamjil Fami Tambi Chuna Donzanabi Godam Dela Jamsalo Jasonza Yubitun Malu Draja Chabramingi Don Tartugan Korlo Tami Dashano Donki Jatso Shamba Donna Southern Papa Tomish Harji Domi Don Zamor Jachinari Tronki Bar Chantaran Jafra Don Papa Dola So Paul Gela Marana Sichinyan Ginger Metanjaya should be Okarajana Kambalai, Wanton Tokon, Kantana di Ado. Changing Dola Zodanani be Panso, Susan Jenki, Ridan San Huizush. Tasta Danya Kandian and the Mayo Samdana Dorji and Anjurji, Alonsam Dahui Taja one day. The Ti Lanya Sarangala, Jotu Jaba, Nala, so on. Kajikitambi Dungarakan Sarajan, Kubi Tenala Men Chosarava, one gentleman, Tonton Lazo. And the Dungarachandra Chajim General, so Meponjo Jala. Simchana Dolam Yadam Shana, Damba Namji. Nunta Sarda. Okay. Hear me?
No, it's for the other
No
one.
here. Hi. Do you hear me?
No,
No.
I won't be able to hear you.
Huh? What happened?
Another battery, 1 second.
Oh, there's a battery here. I put a paper feet.
Yeah, she changed it.
Yeah.
She changed it.
She changed?
She changed something. Still not working, I don't know why.
When did you get batteries?
Yeah, right here. I put your paper.
No, that wasn't enough.
Huh?
Did you get any more batteries?
Yeah, right here.
Can you bring them?
You.
More batteries?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, Shady, just unmute it.
Huh?
I just unmute your microphone.
No working?
No, I thought we had longer battery life in this, but we didn't. Now it's working.
Huh?
Okay, I'm working now.
Oh,
I thought we were gonna get more.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought we were gonna get another hour from those batteries, but we didn't.
No idea what you're talking about. Jumpy talking, you know. Okay, so I think this prayer is very important to memorize. So this prayer I wrote for memorize everybody. Why? Because it seems like not many people memorized. The Tibetans, they are born with this, so they just memorized many things. Until I was 20, I can say almost illiterate. But many thousands pages memorized. But then we have the Dharma come to the other nations, other race. Is second, or second. It's not something your origin. So maybe hard to memorize, and also maybe no custom to memorize. But very important memorize, because then if you memorize it, then you have any time you can do prayer very easily, profoundly, profundity. So everybody's wish to feel full, their wishes, right? Everybody's wish. So everybody's wish to feel full, their wishes. Then you need a profound the prayer. You can do any time. You don't have to look text. So you can do in the traffic jam. It's very important to do in the traffic jam, because usually in traffic jam, either you're frustrated or you are bored and kind of wasting time, impatience, not very good nice time. So that time you use this is a very important time for you. This traffic becomes very important time for you. That time if you have this memorized, then you just chant this and think these profound meanings, then it's fantastic and powerful. Same as not only just traffic jam, but also many other things similar. You have to wait for a long time, something you frustrated and impatient and angry. Anytime, also good. And when you go pilgrimages, important places you go, that time very important. And also special days happened. This is today's very special day. But you don't have really time to sit down and pray and text. But you gone somewhere driving or you doing something physically, but your mind is still there. So then if you have memorized it, then it's so good. So that's why I try to condense it as possible and try to not missing any points we needed for the enlightenment, and to live a meaningful life and to joyful life as much as we can in human life. So that's why I wrote it. So that's why this is something to memorize. So if you can memorize this prayer and you have nothing else, this alone, if you understand the meaning and then you have the memorized, this alone I think good enough for everything. Even you have zero other practices, this alone is good. Good, not just good, excellent, fantastic, brilliant, awesome, So, So, if some people have much more practice, still this is good for you, remind, and very condensed, okay? So how many verses we have is, we have only 21 verses. 21 verses. This is very good omen too, because Zagmin can be the Desen Nyakshik. So Buddha has that 21 omniscient minds of stinless, faultless wisdom. So same as that number. So also very good omen, so very good sign. So that's why. So I try today to explain as much as I can. Not too detailed and maybe not too brief, because this some sentences very condensed. So that's why you need really elaborate meaning. So, okay. First, say Om Sorte. Okay, maybe.
Can we have Brian read the English Rinpoche like we did on the last? When we had one person read the English, and then you commented on it, people found that a lot easier for them to follow the comments.
Yes, definitely. Okay, first I read the transmission for you, okay? So let's say a short mandala, or you already did, but okay, again.
Rinpoche, this is on Facebook, is that okay? We're live on Facebook, public.
Yeah, this one I make exception.
Okay.
Because I want everybody to memorize this.
Okay.
So, let's say, Guru, Etam, Rana, Mandala, Kanariya, Dayama. Guru, Etam, Rana, Mandala, Kanariya, Dayama. Okay, this is transmission from myself. I don't need any other guru because this is come from me and for you very short lineage. Okay. Om sort jagayan doni indam dare me bir shi taktan kenche ni ba donji yetur yesa jiba ngoma Khentrul dagandana yasa dawara ko dong samar dong jenen kam samar lindi bir ni luga tuji khorlo don mi no jere tu trasama dami she tu me tu ba jembu thamjo so tu sama shoji zo sa ji gana da hua o hua mo shang se nya ra lu nga ya sama da cha lin di bi ya ta mu gu chen bu she je o tong sama ya o shi sho ba mbra ta su na tan da she ra na gi sa yin cho ba she ja ji la ma chi tu ga ji long da na ta yin che Dechin ye hi tami ngo la kanzo chwi ni bi ma ku mo jama zam ji thor ja she hua jim ji phang la me bi ta jar ji ya ni ton dam ge wi ter chena to me karwa cham me jar nam jim tham me ro do ri ge chena Samme tandana dawi je ram shu che mam tha me la tu sam da ju ki ka sam tip jin ro wi ngot tai ro tam chu dar si cher zo dan chu jin khor lo kor da so re chen che me ba ton dam jar wi ka shu ju me cha kan zo sang ji ti Zogdaner karwan jimi ridan so tenta ibi ngor ta ju so to sama shoji jardan jib jib suni jam tu no vi zak mid zak ji ge suni jam tu no vi zak ji ge ton da man gar da ri jib da Tai Hindrowa ya tanda dor shir ngon dim sana ge wa zoni jam so dang di bi da mo char jin ngam bi kila tan hir tan bu ta to ni nam ya ma trand ma jara je jati shoba lap shin tan chala chi da ta jan dan ba lo me Kansen rovi dungara serva la nyartu tamja reli tanjara je tani semla zagmiler geshine Kante tungin thaya gevir manav jirvir ngaji lam sho shohini Yekir ngahi ramdai wanjara je roa marir mohi ashemed kandeve nidu nyentra non-tros Maron Lokshidan Ganji Lingana La Lakpara Sevi Stationer Nyaji Dornuko Tani Zonte Nyansana Dudu Da Tony Jamson Choko Yonkan Zobshan Dovla Mando Kingana Jivarshan Sanma Zayam Barako Tamchu Dripim thinking Malu Banzoni Zoji Zomer Geshin Jin Shaka Narcha Jonzama Maybe Narkosam Lamji Jarsa Zanjaraji Shambhala Eridana Hua Yato Doji Kocha Tanzan Jivlama Sanji Nibi Kanda Tundama Shansima Nubi Sazo Lusema Ziji Shanchum Shoko Ju Kandu Sanshin Ji Lamcho Junni Dorji Ji Nirlam Ji Kupshi Yeki Nair Sazo Kunzover Nam Toy Tukur Tu Bodorji Kurlo Tukdang Hua Dechene Yeki Tuktu Sotuk Tundamar Jerva Sotuk Munjira ko tarta nyatam mao khamba lara kola de zogdana ni bi khona nyarde de bi num ta dala One made a jebdi, Horion Renu, show the lives on a Danyama counter, Kanagila, Harani, Kanji, Jeffship. So name showed the ledger and Argila, Shanshana Zosa, JB, Sato, Chunya, Tonda, and Ganda, Kandra. Chujan Timder, Leme, Kankarantu, Gertan, Titi, Tony, Tami. Daki Laksam Tarbim Termanaji Sarva Mangalam Zame Detananyasjik Tanjir Malam Tongan Drabandanam Kandru Sam Zoda Tamyam Dustindra Zon Shoni Tongan and Drabir Malamandana Mao Barkanji Lonzan Shite Anida Tenda Kira Tamba Nala Jerry Captain Capchaparwa Riri Captain Mazat Porkakan the Huktaji Molamanda Donna Paniuna Samji Machapa Yoparahini Tonzu De Chenala the Shamol Alalu Sherlo Nitonsachi Da Chivisi Georgialam Juktabak and Kantan Geo. Okay, so that is the finish. The name is the Monan Tonkan Japajuk. Sorters. So Sorter means Trahiperkirchiks. Trahiperkirchik means may auspicious you have. So auspicious means auspicious means not just science. Auspicious means everything become incredible, exceptional, excellent goodness, you know. So that means definitely enlightenment. So and then, okay, then you read the first verse.
The expanse of the ground, the primordial nature where nothing is joined or separated, is eternally stable, pervasive selfhood that is the definitive meaning. Though I am eternally free and enlightened, I did not know that before. May that expanse be clear of deluded appearance of dualistic selfhood.
Okay. So that means we're talking about the Buddha nature. Buddha nature is the basis for everything. Base. You can say grant or you can say base. So expanse means limitless expanse. Adoni is primordial. There's no beginner. There's no beginning. Namdar may be, but also never separated from us. You can understand that way, but also itself never separated. The qualities and all the aspects of totality never separated itself. That means in relative existence, anything can separate, yeah. Especially with science, skills, many things can separate. But this primordial, absolute truth of the Buddha nature, not possible. So that is the reality of the absolute. Of course, this is permanent. So usually we have Sutayana orientated too long. So sometimes the Buddhists think everything is impermanent. You can say everything except Buddha nature. You can say everything impermanent except the ultimate truth. You can say except the absolute truth. You can say you have to have exception there, okay? So so pervasive. So nothing is pervasive other than Buddha nature. You can say nothing is pervasive other than absolute truth. Okay? So Nipatonjib, that means the definitive of itself. The self-ego is not exist. The self of person not exist. The self is phenomenon not exist, but the self itself must be exist. Otherwise, otherwise just nothing becomes finally nothing. Then Dharma practice for nothing, everything for nothing, attainment for nothing. Everything become nothing. That is very disheartened and no make sense for anybody, even the children, or anybody, or if incredible wise, incredible realized, and up to the children, or anybody, no make sense. So that we have to understand. Yeah. So that is, you have to say itself, yourself. You can say yourself, myself. If it's that not even that is not yourself, then what are you doing for what? Nobody doing anything for what? Do anything whatsoever. So that way it no make sense. So to understand in emptiness as a hard for understanding. When you don't understand the ultimate itself, the ultimate, the Buddha nature, ultimate Dharmakaya, whatever you call names, as have to be exist exceptionally. Otherwise, no make sense. Then becomes a samsara equally. So that we have to understand. And then we are not disheartened because, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, anything not matched these teachings is we have to consider a provisional teaching. Provisional teaching means have good purpose and to good benefit to lead in to the path, but not matched the ultimate reality. That means as a provisional truth teaching. So in this way, it's not provisional truth teaching. This is a definitive teaching. So we're talking about here point of view of definitive teaching. Why important to definitive teaching? Because for those intelligent enough for understanding, perfect. But for those who not understanding, for them also, it's nice to hear this. It's important to hear this, have a propensity on that. But if you talk in the opposite, then you making kind of bad karma, like you are making the wrong judgment, the ultimate truth. So that's why you are not matching to the old Buddha's three eternal wells, and you are not matching each other, the Vajrayana classes, So that's why it's important to know this. We're talking about Buddha nature, okay? So Buddha nature is everything, any possible. Nothing is contradict, but perfection, not talking about weakness, okay? There's no weakness, impossible. Yeah? That's it. Next one, please.
Beyond the three realms, of all the billion worlds of our 3,000 world realm, the true way of things, Kala Chakra, is our primordial guardian. As the pure essence of the world, the three realms and its contents, the 6 kinds of beings, though free from elaboration, it grants the ultimate means, the great elaboration.
Okay. We said three what say? 3 realms. Okay, 3 realms. 3,000 realms, right? Because there is 3,000 realms, we say. 3,000 realms is not mean 1, 2, 3, 3,000, okay? Means as first 1,000 realm, second 1,000 realm, third 1,000 realm. There's a way of counting. How many people know that one?
What billion?
No.
What billion?
No. There's a special way of Buddhism and count. You don't know? Nobody know?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you all knows.
No.
Okay, that means Buddhists call this 4 continents, and the mandala, 4 continents, subcontinents, and then the sun, moon, Montemiro. I think that is the first 1,000. They call first 1,000. I think that. And then this one, you say 1, make the first 1,000 if you count as the 1, and then count, and then become 1,000. That's the second 1,000. That means second 1,000 is so big, huh? And then this second 1,000 you count as only 1, and then you count. Then become 1,000, that third 1,000. Okay? It's not it's different way of counting. That's Buddhist way of counting, okay? But the purpose we have to understand. The purpose means, in Buddhism, the science point of view, our universe have some kind of measurements, this big and then expanding all the time. That's science theory. It's not proved, science theory. But in Buddhist theory, universe is innumerable. So that's why. But when we say innumerable, maybe it's difficult to understand for normal people. So that's why they count like this 3,000, first 1,000, second 1,000. So here we have to understand the meaning. If you are, when we say 3,000 or whatever we said, we have to understand innumerable, the universe. That's the important, okay? So then these 3 realms, desire realm, form realm, formless realm, okay? Desire realm means hell realm, hungry ghost realm, animal realm, human realm, 6 desire God realms. This all together called desire realm. And then more subtle level, there is 17 different realms called formless realm, or form realm. Form realm means they have form, but it's so subtle, incredible subtle. So that one. And then third one called formless realm, and no form at all. So these 3 together we call 3 realms. So do you know monks who study this? These realms, the monks, academic monks study, they study 1 year, full time 1 year. These realms. Okay? Can you believe? Why? Because you have to explanation each realm. Their realm, their mind, how like, and So that's why it's incredible, extensive. So I doubt any other system have these studies other than Buddhism. I have huge doubt. Have you heard any system have to study, that's just tiny part of Buddhism, they have to study 1 year if you study properly. Okay? 1 year, full time, no other job. Every day study, debate. Okay? Actually, I didn't study that much. I just study quickly. Oh, okay, I understand. Can't memorize everything, but I understand. What are you talking here? So some people studied full time, that part only, okay? So, but here you don't have to know all of them, but you have to know this concept. There's, 3,000 realm means not literally just 3,000. There's a way of counting. That you have to know. The purpose is counting how universe is limitless, is innumerable. So that's you have to, the essence is that. And then 3 realms means, realms is not just like us, just so many things. we cannot even see it, We only see the animals, and we don't see even hungry ghost, we don't see anything. Some people see sometimes a little bit, right? then even desire God realms, we don't see them. Even is a desire realm, we are the same type of desire realm, but still we don't see them. Demigods, we don't see them, right? Form realms, form levels, forget about, right? No possible. Then pure land, oh, no way. So, okay. So, means we just have to understand the essence of the concept. That's enough. For you to do prayer, that's enough. It's just essence. Means beyond that. Now we're talking about the Buddha, the Buddha nature, the ultimate truth, even go beyond those. So here the essences go beyond that. Then so when we said Kalachakra, then it's Kalachakra, and then some people think, oh, Kalachakra means this statue, or this tanka, or maybe there's a deity, or there's God, okay. But actually, Kalachakra can manifest in any form is possible, but the reality, the absolute Kalachakra is equal to the Buddha nature. Again, Donmingun, so means the primordially a protector for all innumerable the universe. So, Rnochid means the external world and internal beings. So this, all of them, we categorize sometimes 6 realms, remember? Categorize 6 realms, hair realm, hungry ghost, animal realm, lower realms, and then human realm, demigod, and God, high realms. Okay, we are high realm, but if we not use well, then we are worst. So, so we not go details on this today. And basically, these 6 realms we're talking about. So the ultimate truth is the most refined level, you can say, of the 6 realms. Okay? So you can say, one way you can say go beyond that. Another way of saying the most refined. Okay? Tumit tuba chembu tamchuksol means hell talking about methods, right? Methods. Why talking methods? Because when we have such thing Kalachakra mandala, such thing Kalachakra deities, Yedams, Kalachakra union, all of them is for practice for us. For practice means using methods. Using method to unveil your own Buddha nature. So that's why. But what kind of method? The ultimate method is Tumit, means Tumit also the Buddhist term, free from liberation, liberation. So, liberation means many. Oh, we want this, many details. So basically, free from details, but the ultimate detail there. So free from normal details, and the ultimate detail there. Okay. So. Another way, free from the liberation of the illiberated. Okay? So, that kind of strategy or the methods, may I have, please? Okay? Yeah, I cannot explain, actually, I cannot explain is exactly how much I understand my meaning. That's impossible. You know, we have cultural barrier, we have language barrier, my language limitation. But as much as I can, like that, okay? But it's this kind of like poem, you know, that's why I never understand in this life the English poem. I never will understand your English language comedy, okay? In this life, no possible. The same thing, that you know, here the poetry, this performing in the test is difficult to understand. But that's okay. You understand the meaning, the essence, then it's okay. Then you memorize it and then pray. That's good. Okay? So what's the next one? Third one.
To all the perfect Buddhas abiding in the 3 times and 10 directions, to Dakas and Dakinis, Pratyeka Buddhas, Shravakas, and Bodhisattvas, with more manifestations of body, speech, and mind than the world has atoms, I pay homage with genuine, great devotion that is pure and true.
Okay. Okay, now is... if I explain you the first... the first, second, the third... all of them, if you categorize the 7 limb prayers, they are all like praise and homage, or you can say the prostate, or you can say prostration. It's that kind of, okay? So here, another way of pay homage, tuksum shukchi zoksang jikanta. So who I to pay homage? The Buddhas, 3 times and 10 directions. Hua means Dhaka, the Dakinis. Dhaka, the Dakinis means is the Tantra term of the like Bodhisattva, okay? But I said here separately, Dhaka, the Dakinis and Bodhisattvas. And then Nyanrang means the Sharvakas and Patiyakas. So that means they are Hinayana practitioners. But when we're talking about non-sectarian, so the Dharma have to be non-sectarian. Non-sectarian means it doesn't mean you have to mix together everything. It doesn't have to be everything have same meaning, exact, okay? But non-sectarian means you have a respect. That's why you have, it's not just politically correct, I respect. It's not that. It's genuinely from your heart, respect. Then even we are billion Tantrayana practitioners, still we respect that Sharvakas, Patiyakas. You can say Hinayana or you can say the Theravada tradition. We still respect. Why? Because that is another medicine, another Dharma path other people need, right? For other people's liberation, for other people's benefit. So that's why I say, Nyanrauchi, all of them, the Tantrayana version of the Dhaka, Dakini, the Bodhisattva, Mahayana version of Bodhisattva, and then the Hinayana version of the Sharvakas and Patiyakas, all of them, my body and speech, multiplies as like atoms. How many atoms in this universe? Like that, you have to think of that. Yourself becomes more like atoms. And then you pay respect them. Okay? So yang tak muku chembu shekjos, you are the most pure, sincerely, and you, muku means you inspire and pay respect. Okay? So, yeah. The next one, fourth.
I offer the pleasant outer offerings of the 3,000 world realm, the inner offerings of diligence, faith, meditation, and pristine wisdom, and the tantric path of 4 mudras as the secret offering. I offer by clearing away both grasper and grasped, through the 16 aspects of the 4 joys.
Okay, so now pay homage finished from the number 3. We finished the pay homage. Now we're doing offering. Okay, so what is the offering is so no more the 3,000. Remember 3,000 I counted before. That is example 3,000, but you can count all the universes, all the galaxies we see, you know. You imagine each star is huge, each galaxy is so many universes. Think of all of them. That's all that beauty. How much you can imagine beauty in there. Each star. You know, our planet, our Earth is very tiny blue dot, you know. Can't even see how much beauty we have on Earth. So imagine the other Earth, how much beauty you have. All of them, you offering, you know. Offering is something we are physically own, and then you can offering, yes, but also in our mind can offering. Because mind create the universe, so that's why. Okay? But that's called external offering. Okay, external. Because something not in our body, it's something not in our mind, it's just subjective, it's not objective, right? So that's why our objective, the subjective mind, or objective. So it's something objective. So from our mind of subjective we can see our object. So that's why Shi Chobamba is external offering. Then what you can offer from yourself? Tatsun Tantang Hirab Nankam Chosi. Your faith, your perseverance, your mindfulness, your concentration, and your wisdom, all of them you can offer. Oh, why offer? I have very little those things, and Buddha and Bodhisattvas have so much of them. How can I offer this? Embarrassing, you know. Somebody biryani, you have nothing, just bread, and then you just offer this bread. Is it embarrassing or not? One way, yes, embarrassing, because you kind of silly, and you know somebody don't need at all. This is just nothing, rubbish. But you still offering, so it's kind of somewhere is silly. But the other way, look at then your sincerity and your motivation, then is incredible, beautiful. You have only just one bread, and you offer this, you know. So that's why it's not something Buddhas and Bodhisattvas needed. Anything offerings is not, it's the higher beings in Latin, they need it. It's not that they need it, so we give it. We are generous, so we give it. It's not that. It's something, your image, your focus, your sincerity, you know. So what you care about, you know. So that's why even you have a tiny wisdom or whatever, you can offer, no problem. All Buddhas, 10 directions, and 3 realms, no problem, okay? So that's why, that means it's not, their faith intelligent, this perseverance, this all of the mindfulness, this of course, this one's acceptable ones, that's why we're offering. But if you are high enough, understand Vajrayana or these things, then you can offer your jealous, your anger, your attachment, your desire, your pride, no problem. Okay? You can offer anything. That's why we have, in the offerings, and we have incredible, not acceptable things in Vajrayana, it becomes offering, right? So, why? Because it's subjective, it's not objective. So, that's why. No here talking. So that's why here, Khsawin Chopa means secret offerings. So secret means many meanings. One way secret means secret for certain people. Secret to certain people because, why secret? Because not understand. No understandable. Limited capacity have no understandable. That's why it's a secret. The other way secret means something subtle. Something subtle, most refined level. So, okay. Then Shirja Vijilams. Shirja is one way we say mudras, so we say mudras. The mudra is Sanskrit, right? And then sometimes people translated that mudras. People translated mudras is like, sometimes they translated consult. Sometimes they translated as seals. Seal. It's totally different meaning, right? Consult and seal have different meanings. But why different meanings? Because depend which aspect you translated. Because they have many meanings, aspects, that's why. Consult means is more like a rough, gross level of meaning, gross level of aspect. The seal means more subtle. But even seal meaning is subtle, then we take gross meaning anyway. Because if we say seal, we think of the seal, the physical seal like this. But the meaning is the seal means something unchangeable. Something is something powerful. Something powerful you cannot easily to change or manipulate. Okay? So meaning like that. So that's why so in the Tantrayana always say there's called sometimes three consult. Sometimes we talk about 4 consult. So always mixing and very confusing, but one is called Lirgya. Lirgya means Li means like karma. Karma mudra. Mudra means either you can think about consult or seal. Okay? And then karma mudra, think about karma mudra, and then think about dharma mudra. Okay? Then you can think about churya, samaya mudra, and then you can think about the empty form mudra. Empty form mudra. Okay? So these 4 things think about. So karma mudra means also you can understand many meaning. One is you can say karma mudra means there is a consult to practice Tantrayana. I can have consult something with my level. Let's say I'm a state karmic level. Karma born me here like this kind of person, And this much is limited, but has have fortune to practice the Vajrayana. And then there is possibility, some my level, karmic level of a consult. We can practice together, makes differences and very beneficial. So, for instance, if you have a business partner, right? If you have a business partner is really matches you, then you can work together, work very well. Similarly, there's something that karmically can match with me, and then it's my Dharma practice work well. You can understand that way, one way. Okay, the other way is like real human activity can two do it together. So you can understand that way. And then the others, that means more likely human. That's more likely human. Sometimes the Tantriya consult can be not human. But this one is human. So that's why you can understand that. And then Dharma mudra means you can visualize it. Dharma mudra, and the consult. When you practice consult, then you have we have many visualizations. So these visualizations becomes like more real for you. Is more like becomes more real and impact you very beneficial way. And then is you can say Dharma mudra. Dharma, why called Dharma? Because Dharma means Dharma have many meanings. In basic meaning of Dharma is like existence, like phenomenon. Means existence. Anything exists called Dharma. And Dharma practice one we usually call holy Dharma. It's not just Dharma. But then it becomes, everybody say Dharma, then becomes Dharma. But it's actually Dharma have much bigger meaning, many different meanings. So here, when we talking about physical things, then what eyes can see is physical. What smell, you can't see but you can smell, that also physical. Something you can't see but you can hear, that's also physical. That's all category of physics, okay? But something you can't see, can't hear, can't smell, but if it's something in the mind you can, that called Dharma, physical, how do you say? Dharmic object, okay? That's why say Dharma consult means that, okay? So, and then the best the empty form. So that means when you practice Kalachakra, Tantra, you generation practice, then you go 3 oscillation practice, then after you practice first yoga, then you can have many science of Tongzuk. So the first yoga, you develop the empty form. So when you develop empty form, then second yoga, you have to do something with more develop. Third yoga, then you develop more. Fourth yoga, you start working with the Tongzuk consult. And then the fifth yoga, you are achieving so many things from the Tongzuk, the consult. Tongzuk means this empty form consult. So basically meaning is the best consult. When you achieve Tongzuk consult, you don't need any other consult at all, 0. So until then, a little bit help. That's why you need many things. After that, you don't need anything. So these all together 4 consults, okay? This all is on the path, the Tantrayana swift path, come to this R4 consult. So when you practice with 4 consult, any of consult, if you do well, what happened? If you do well, what happens is a chituk gav. So gav of chituk, they call 4 joys. 4 joys multiply and 4, 4, 4, and then 16. So these things happens. So 4 joys. The joys is not like you working for joys, because always in the modern people's time, how can I have fun? Focus on fun. Focus on fun, then fun is far away. Okay? Because anything you focus, then you have less. You can have less. But if you didn't focus, then surprisingly you have more. But this one is not focused on joy. Not focused on joy, but the joy is spontaneous. Then spontaneous joy is make absence of the all other grasping, everything, all the root problems. Okay? So that's why is the Tantrayana very special. Okay? So you offering this. Yeah? You offering this means, if I don't have this, what am I offering? At least you have potential of that, and then you have aspiration on that. So even you can offer that. Okay? You have potential, and you have aspiration. That's even enough to offering. And even remind yourself this is enough to offering. It's incredible, big, deep offering. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, then the next 5th.
The innate great bliss that abides within that clear, pure nature was never covered by faults of relative delusion. Though there is no true cause or effect, no adopting nor abandoning, and confession is mere illusion, may that bliss purely manifest.
Okay, so this is the 3rd 7-limb prayer. In this number is, we have number 4, 5, but that's just our verses number. But the 7-limb prayers, this one is the 3rd. 3rd means purification. Usually we say, sorry, please, I confess, I did wrong, that one, okay? So this one here more go deep level. So Deshin Hanki Tami Ngola. So Tangma means the most refined level. The most refined level of our Buddha nature, the ultimate truth. In that level is always a mutable great bliss. So there's no such thing, relative problems and illusion and so forth is faultless. Yeah? So that if it's faultless, what we confess? But still, we have to remember the relative truth. For us, on the relative truth, even this illusionally, we have illusionary problems, we have illusionary faults, we can confess in illusionary level, right? So that's why is Torjang Shekhwai. So you confess in that level. The ultimate level, there's no such thing confess. There's no such thing purify. But here, in this level, you do this, it helps. What you want, the end goal. The fruition is you realize there is no such thing, cause and effect. There is no such thing, abandon and doubt in the ultimately. But to realize this ultimate, you have to play a game on the relative truth. But if you have no understanding, zero understand the ultimate truth, then it's not play game, Then it's more tight for you and more painful. But when you realize, you understand this intellectually at least, and then you reminded yourself this, and then you play games in the relative level, it's much better. Okay? Okay, then 6.
The primordial absolute is a great treasure of absolute virtue. The conquerors over numberless eons beyond all measure sent limitless beings to freedom, which is the same great virtue. And so, with measureless reverence and the purest faith, I rejoice.
Okay. That rejoice. Rejoice is a very, very important. And some lamas say, if you want huge merit with do nothing and sleep and rest, then you just do rejoice for other people, other people's practice and success. They're saying that. So what it means is the very smart way to accumulation merits is you don't have to huge effort yourself, suffering or hardship, but you just remember anybody has any good things. Oh, you're so happy and so. If you do that, then you earn merit automatically, whether you want or not. It's not up to you. It's up to the nature cycle. They just naturally just everything, whether we want or not, we can't stop nature, right? Same thing. The merit, some people have this concept, oh, I don't want merit. Oh, no. That is exchange. That's not purely given. But you have to understand this. Merit is not up to you. If you do good things, they automatically merit never let you go. Never merit come to you. Even if you say no, even if you shut door, they come in everywhere, come from inside you. It's not exchanging. But yes, but if you think, oh, I just want merit, I don't care other people, but I just want merit. You don't care other people's happiness, suffering, but I just do this, then I get merit. That's bad. That's wrong intention. Then becomes selfish. That's you become selfish. Then you still accumulate merit, but it's very little because your intention is not good. But it automatically merit comes. There's nothing wrong. You have to accept. No problem. So then here we're saying is that the absolute truth is primordially is merits, it's primordially virtues, the absolute virtues, So this is treasure of virtues. This is huge expanse, limitless expanse virtues. So that one you have to rejoice. One thing. Second thing, countless eons, and measureless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas did incredible. That's all merit. And the second merit. And then also, all sentient beings also tried, she did. Some, definitely they did some, because boundless, the sentient beings innumerable again. So even they did very little merit, still a lot together. All of them, you rejoice. You rejoice with measureless happy and rejoice, not just little bit. Submit, measurelessly you have faith, you have inspiration, and you rejoice. Yeah, so you have to do that way. Yes, it's a good reminder, huh? Okay, number 7.
Throughout the limitless 10 directions and all the 3 times, abide the 3 Kayas, the Buddhas, protectors of beings, along with their children. I request that they turn the wheel of Dharma of the Golden Age, so that a rain of holy Dharma Amrita may fall upon limitless beings.
Yeah, this one is we ask turn the Dharma wheel, so that one. So usually we say, oh, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, please teach and turn the Dharma wheel. That's all we say. But this one I have to remind us, we have to, very important, I think practically for us, what we matched for us. We have to think about, can I, or also we should not take literally. Just say, oh, Rinpoche, please teach in Dharma with your, what do you call, empty words, yeah? No action, anything, just, please teach in Dharma. That's not good enough, okay? But something action, something action. First ever I come this America continent, I come with Steve, he invited me, he organized by himself. And then, then Tom, he made throne, mandala, everything, so that's why. That's why, otherwise I never came here, I never meet anybody. So this is the trend Dharma well. Requesting, teaching Dharma well means through your action. Through your action. As same as, of course, I'm talking about the Stephen there first, but then of course, then second, Chloe and this Thorn, many people were organized. But these first ones never did it, then there's no connection, So this is just example, like anyone, if you organize and teaching, promotion, whatever you're doing, hosting, everything is you have to consider like this one. Buddha, always all the prayers we have that, remember? But did we do anything in the action? Did I did anything action? Have to think about this. This all seven limb prayers. Did I do anything with my action? Each of them. Yes, I did prayer many times, but did I do it? So this is, I think, consider in the future. Very important to think about that, right? So here saying, Shukchimam Tamila Tuxam to Jupikasam Steve Jindo Yungun, Taindola Tamshu the teachers. So here is saying a very big, like all the 10 directions, the boundless, and 3 times, all the Buddhas and the children. Also, we have to understand, sometimes people misunderstand children. Children means not biological children, okay? They're talking about children and children, child and children, heart, son, all of these things. It's not biological son and daughter. They're talking about is spiritually. The bodhisattvas is Buddha's heart sons. Okay, I tell you like this. We have explanation like Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni, he has his biological son is Dakshenzin, Rahu. That's his biological son. Okay? And then his Khsongti means the teachings grow from his teaching. That is Sharvakas and Patiyakas. Another way we can say, Theravada tradition, Buddha's speech son. Okay? Theravada tradition, you can say Buddha's speech son. What speech son means? Because Theravada also you can have, we say Sharvakas and Patiyakas, right? Which one is the solitary one? Sharvaka or Patiyaka? Sharvakas or Patiyakas? Yeah. The solitary one, they can't hear Buddha. They have to do themselves. Maybe they did in the past, but the Theravada we have now is like Sharvakas. Okay? So the Sharvakas, why we call speech son? Because they hear Buddha and then they take literally and then teach other people. So then Bodhisattvas he called heart son, mind son. Why? Because Bodhisattvas have no limited understanding. They understand not just Buddha taught literally, but they understand the behind meaning, right? That means they understand their mind. So that's why I call heart son, okay? Or mind son or heart son. Okay, remember, yeah, they are speech son, okay? And this Bodhisattvas mind son, and then biological son. But usually children means all of them. Children means all of them. Not so much the biological son, the spiritual son, Biological son becomes also the spiritual son, then yes. But the biological son is don't like the father, and separated, disconnected, then is not. Not important anymore. So, okay. So what we have request teaching, we request teachings for the boundless or sentient beings, this reign of Dharma. But here we particularly something even more important, we specifically focus the golden age Dharma. Okay? The golden age Dharma is specially requested. Why? And then I have to explain what is the golden age Dharma. So golden age Dharma means the completion understanding of Buddha's teachings. So Tolpopa Sherab Johnson, he made called fourth council. He made teaching called fourth council. Because after Buddha died, we have first council, second council, remember? Means the best Buddha's disciples, they did all Buddha's teachings, people misunderstand and everything, they make correction, right? So, the first one, Akasha, the Sangdi Otrochemo, we Sanskrit name, Akasha. Don't remember?
It's not coming to me, but it's not Akasha.
Okay, doesn't matter. The first council, they did these things, and what Dorpoba did in Tibet, fourth council, okay? He said, I made correction of Buddha's teachings. So Dorpoba is very special because Dorpopa is the only person Buddha professes many sutras, many tantras, again, and clearly, with his father name, mother name, and his own name, everything. And he said Dharma Victoria, his Dharma Victoria. He really blows Dharma conch and Dharma Victoria. So Victoria means whatever other people say, don't care. What he say, we should care. Because, that's Buddha prophesied him. And he also, he said, I'm going to make fourth cancer correction. So that's why he challenges not just Tibetans, he challenges even Indian masters. Okay? So he made correction. So that's called fourth cancer. That's why Dorpopa said his explanation is he followed the 10th level of bodhisattvas like the Shambhala, the Kalkis, and their commentaries, the Indian, the Nagarjuna, and the Asanga. He follow only those. He not follow later on these Chandrakirti on these ones for him. They're just okay ones. They are not excellent for him. It's just okay ones. So that's why he say Dharma, complete Dharma, and then he say third quarter is okay Dharma, and then the rest called Kali Yuga. Okay? Maybe half okay, and then Kali Yuga. Okay? Kali Yuga Dharma means Dharma already watered down. Dharma already contaminated. Okay? So the others one, okay ones also, is okay to take on the path, but not okay to perfect path. Okay, that's it here. So that's why important to have the golden age Dharma complete, because this brings us to golden age time, perfect peace and harmony time. That's why here is specially request Dzogden Dharma. Okay? So then next, the 8.
The Kayas of the absolute victorious ones are birthless and deathless. They neither go nor stay. However, you, relative Buddhas and your children, including all the Kalkis who guide us to the golden age, I pray that you always remain with lives as long as Amitayus.
Yes, here is the, usually we say, we have to request the lamas, please don't die, have long life, and then we have long life prayer, blah, blah, blah. Remember? Then sometimes we have prayers, we have to pray, the Buddhas, the Chandras, Bodhisattvas, please don't die. You say don't die, it doesn't necessarily work. Not necessarily works for the Lama or anybody. Why? Because this is like the Lamas how long live and teaching, if it's a real Lama I'm talking about, is many sentient beings, like the merit. It's not one person or few people's merit. But all students, all connection people maybe make huge sincere prayer, probably helps. But the most help point is for yourself. For yourself, if you have this sincere and remembering all these things for yourself, success for your path. So that your success for your beneficial, your own path, could be Lama also long live possible, because that's some part of your benefit. So anyway, so here what we're saying is we remind again the ultimate Buddha teachings, the Buddha nature, the ultimate Buddha, basically ultimate Buddha, there is no such thing passed away, die or not die. So that's why we have to understand clearly the Lama, a human form, is definitely not the absolute Buddha. The human form is manifestation. So manifestation is fine to be sick and die. That's meant to be, right? So if you remind in this, we have to always remind in and go the original, or you can say the base of everything. That's very important. It's powerful. That's why again remind you Buddha nature, ultimate truth. Why? You have to remind. This one is there no such thing come and goes, passing, no passing. But the relative level of Buddha, like Buddha Shakyamuni, and then his son, his children, Bodhisattvas and Sharvakas, Patiyakas, and then so means here made more exception, clearly spell out the Shambhala Dharma kings and Kalkis. Chemta being orthodox. So please live along as Amitayus. So are they going to live like Amitayu? That not necessarily. Because Amitayu is Dharmakaya, okay? Amitayu means Dharmakaya. It's not Nirmanakaya.
That's Sambhogakaya.
Huh?
It's not Sambhogakaya.
Yes, Sambhogakaya, because when we draw Amitabha form, is Sambhogakaya form. Okay? But mostly prayers inside is like more Dharmakaya form. That's why but never die one, definitely Dharmakaya form. Okay? So that's why. That's what I'm saying here. So, but important to pray that way. When we do prayer, we never make limited. That's the way of Buddha's prayer, Buddhism prayer. You never make any limited. That's why we say, we liberate sentient beings, and the otherwise, how can you liberate sentient beings? We cannot even organize my own life properly. I can't do even exercise. I can't do even a diet. Yeah? Many times we are failed, to organize our little life. Then how can you liberate sentient beings? It sounds like silly. But it's not silly. It's training mind. A training mind is very important and do in limitless way. So that's why I tell you, Tibet, I'm not saying all Tibetans are perfect, definitely not perfect. But when they're old, then they're perfect. Perfect means, I realize, that Tibetan old people is the most, I think, lucky people. Old people I'm talking about. When they're young, maybe not lucky because too much hardship, blah, 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 it's not lucky ones. But I think the old people they are the lucky ones. Because they don't know nothing. The whole world, what happening? It becomes advantage. It's not disadvantage. And then they heard Dharma, you can say brainwashed. The Dharma brainwashed them is also become advantage, So, when they're old, really the Dharma in mind. I'm not talking about everybody 100%, but many of them, include my mother, my sisters, even this. They are really sincerely from the bottom of the heart liberate sentient beings, pray that. I can see it, they just cry and they just say, just Sepala out. And they remember every animals they killed. For the meat. You understand? And for the milk, drink. All of them, they really remember as like a father and mother. Okay? So that's why they're so focused on the Dharma. So focused, 100%. So no time to depress. No time to anxiety. All this universe, modern problems, zero. Isn't good? Becomes the stupidity or brainwash, we can say, it becomes advantage. We know too many things and too many judgment. We have too many, blah, blah, you know? So they don't have those things. So, yeah. That's what I'm saying. We never make limit. When we train in mind, we not make limit. That's why we say, we going to achieve a golden age. This earth, in few decades, it's nothing wrong to think that way, to act that way. Maybe some people make fun, but it's okay. Let them make fun. So, okay? So, number one, none?
The oceanic accumulations of all the Buddhas and all their children seal the sullied virtue of beings throughout the times and directions as absolute truth, and that they can do this has neither contradiction nor incongruity. May this merit be dedicated to limitless beings attaining liberation.
Okay, this is like dedication. So we have, after we have the 7 limb prayers, the last one is dedication, right? So this is the dedication. So again, 3 times and 10 directions, all Buddhas and their children, whatever they did, Tsogni Jamso means the 2 accumulations, the accumulation merit or accumulation wisdom, anything they did, even the dirty merits and pure merits. So then I have to explain you dirty merit means, okay? Dirty merit means whenever you not realize selflessness, emptiness, and then do any merit is dirty merit, unfortunately. But that's okay, because the dirty merit also we need. We need for our path, and also we need in the future when we become Buddha. We need both. Okay? That's why. Let's make dirty merit. Always try to encourage make dirty merit. Why? Because we need the process of to reach that, understand emptiness, and understand Buddha nature. We need that process, and also we need in the future, when we become a Buddha, you can't help sentient beings without your dirty merit. Do you know why? Because when you have reached Buddhahood, means you are an ultimate level. Then you have no bridge to reach to the relative level. Because relative is illusion, is not exist anymore for you. So what does make connection to you is your dirty merit. Many, many times you made dirty merit. This can use for sentient beings help. Basically. So that's why it so makes sense. Okay? That's why we need the dirty merit and pure merit. We need equally. Don't think, I just want only pure merit, I don't want dirty merit. Don't think that is unrealistic ego, Yeah. Okay, so don't maybe. At Sogni Jam Sundro is Zakchirge, So the here is in Zakchirge, the dirty marriage, you can make Tontam Gardatari give dapte. So the absolute truth, zero contradiction. This one can give dapte means give dapte. I don't know how to translate it. Can you read that man again? Number 9.
The whole thing.
Yeah, number 9, whole thing.
The oceanic accumulations of all the Buddhas and all their children seal the sullied virtue of beings throughout the times and directions as the absolute truth, and that they can do this has neither contradiction nor incongruity. May this merit be dedicated to limitless beings attaining liberation.
Yeah, sealed they say. Sealed means, here only way we can translate that way, means the ultimate, the virtues, the pure merits make working together, basically. Working together, dirty merits make more powerful. The dirty merits more powerful. Sealed means, if you have letter without seal and with seal, which one more powerful? Huh? Yes, seal. From the king, you have seal, or you have government seal. You have more powerful, right? Same thing. So, saying like that, okay? So that's why they both we need it. But without just dirty merit by itself, or dirty merit with pure merit, that's even better. Okay? So, yeah, so what I dedicated on this, I want to liberate all sentient beings, That's it. Always same goal.